Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak, Wadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And this video is going to be dealing with, prepare to lose things. Okay, which I was watching the Elder Manat Zakba's video, the stream that he did, entitled "Prepare for I believe it said wave of mandates," if I'm not mistaken. Okay, and it's a good video. A flood, Salakia, a flood of mandates are coming. That's what it was. All right, which is a really good video. Now he mentioned, all right, in there, uh, um, for us to have that mindset of being prepared to lose things. Which of course we always let brothers and sisters know that in the times ahead, yes, you are gonna lose things. Okay, some things will hurt more to lose than others, but nonetheless, you have to be prepared mentally, all right, to not let that hinder you from your path to salvation. Okay, salvation, serving the Lord, the truth comes first. And that's something we all understood, or we should have understood before, coming into this truth, or when we first came into this truth, is that no matter what, because situations do change, your living conditions change, you meet people, all of these things happen, but don't forget the main core or your main mission, right, which is this truth. And a part of staying loyal and faithful to the Lord is being ready to lose things. All right, now as we see them coming with, the dragon, them speaking like a dragon, and them setting up these dates. All right, we can only see that it's getting progressively more and more draconian. Now they can, at this point, they can't go back. All right, they're not, what I'm saying, gonna reverse this. All right, they might take their foot off the gas a bit and slow down, and because they always move through gradualism. All right, but overall, they have an agenda and a goal and a time that they have to accomplish it within. And as we approach these months of October, September, October, November, all right, where these devils, because understand that everything they do, whether it's saying it on the media or promoting it and riots and whatnot, for false attacks and all these things, it's set up behind, all right, spiritually, because oftentimes these are sacrifices that they do, and they set up events in order to have these sacrifices done. Now, as we approach these months, there's going to be a heavy uh, uh, witchcraft, okay? Because these devils, they have something called Agenda 21. Okay, they have a goal that they're trying to reach. These things that are happening, in which they are influencing, it's not by coincidence. It's not randomly something just came and we have to deal with it. No, it's a plan, all right, that they're trying to accomplish through these different events. Now, this article here, all right, there's a key part in here that I want to read, which leads up to what we've been saying. Now it says France extends use of health pass to cafes and restaurants despite weekend of mass protests. So as we told you, they're not letting their foot off the gas and saying, "Hey, you know what? They're protesting, so let's undo this." No, because the position they've put themselves in is so they've embedded themselves there in such a strong position that they can butt heads and go back and forth and still to the to in their minds be justified in doing so, right? Because they're saying, "Look, we don't care if you protest. This is for the health of our nation. So at this point, you're going to have to conform. And if you keep going, we're going to have to make you, all right, conform." Now, as you read down here, you find out it says their constitutional court ruled it okay for them to set up these mandates, as well as the pass that they're using. So you already know, all right, once that foot is in the door, everybody's coming in. Now, there's a certain part here where it says on July 24th, there were approximately 160,000 protesters. 2 weeks later, that figure has almost jumped to or by 100,000. It says French Health Minister Olivier Véran told local media that enough is enough and has grouped French citizens who are against mandatory vanesses and passes with being anti-state. All right, there's the key point right there. Anti-state. All right, and we've been telling you that what they're going to start deeming you is an enemy of the state. And an enemy of the state is equivalent to a terrorist, is equivalent to a dissident, you know, is equivalent to somebody that they need to take harsh measures against. Somebody that they need to isolate from society, and they need to possibly throw in some camp. Because what are they going to do with all these people that are protesting? They're not going to give these people what they want. So what are they going to do? They need to do something. Wait till these riots start here in the U.S. in Babylon. And you think when they tearing these businesses up and they lighting things, setting fires in places and breaking into stores and all this, that, and the third, purge style, what do you think is going to happen? You think Biden is going to sit there and say, oh, you guys go ahead and have your fun? They're not going to say we're going to take away these mandates and give you what you want. Hell no. But then they're not going to say we're going to sit there and allow you to just keep tearing up these communities. Hell no. So what can they do to maintain their mandates but shut down these riots and these protests? Because people are not going to be they're going to be restless. I mean, why would they stop protesting? If you lost your job, right? Or you can't go into the supermarket, or you can't do any evictions. All right, the flood of evictions is coming as well. You can't do anything. You can't function in society without dealing with Vanessa. So they're not going to have time to think about anything else. Their main thing is going to be on this, because this is going to be the cause of their problems. And wait till they take to the streets. Now, as they do that and things get worse and worse, of course, you have your regular police. We've seen this before with the George Floyd protests and so on and so forth. The only difference is now everybody's doing it for themselves, because they're like, look, I'm out here because I'm affected. I'm not out here because you killed one of our people and okay, you know, we're protesting for injustice against our people. You're gonna have people not only of Jakes, but different, even Edomites as well, that are affected. Say Elamites, everybody saying, look, it ain't about color, it ain't about no. It's about the fact that I can't go to work, or I can't do this, or my kids this, or this, that, and the third, and you guys are the problem. And as it says in the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 15, that there shall be sedition among men. All right? As we're seeing here in France. Okay? And we see that as the people push, these officials push as well. Now you got Ricky Tiki Fauci out here. All right, squirrel face, who's it says Fauci warns of worse variant. And you ever notice how they always know ahead of time what to warn of, and it just so happens to always come according as they warned, right? And yet they always know ahead of time, but there's no prevention. They claim, no, this is the way to prevent it, but some way, somehow, nobody ever listens until it's too late. You ever notice that? This person warns of this. This person warns of this. Then nobody really follows it. Nobody really listens. Maybe they may try, but it doesn't work. And then boom, oh, too late. Here we are. But they can always pinpoint exactly what's going to happen through their warnings. Right? So, Fauci warns of worse variant that could impact the Vanest. If Crown Vicky, if the Crown Vicky is allowed to keep mutating in the unvanest population, but hold on 1 second. How is it gonna mutate in the unvanest population? Because when you think about it, they claim that the Vanessa goes inside you and it basically creates these proteins and whatnot, spike proteins, however they say it, to really actually create that virus in you so your body can fight it and then gain the antibodies. But if that's really how it works and that's what you're doing, then you are housing it, right? You are housing it. And if you are housing it, of course it can mutate in your ass and you go around spreading different shit. So how the hell is somebody that doesn't have the ability to make these viral like proteins within themselves, how the hell is it going to mutate among them? You know, where's the mutation going to come from? But no, we all have to listen to Ricky Tiki Fauci because he's a health expert. And as you see in here, he talks about basically they're pushing the front of everybody's getting frustrated with the unfinessed. And we told you that it started off with the invisible enemy, right? Oh my gosh, there's no way to fight against this guy. Then the propaganda became, oh, well, now we've got a solution. And then the next boogeyman jumps from the variant itself, the Sicky Vicky, right, to now the people, all right? The Sicky Vicky is not the problem anymore. The people are the boogeyman. Then we told you that's the narrative. The people are the boogeyman. You cannot throw Sicky Vicky in a concentration camp, but you can throw people in there. Okay. So as we see, they're pushing this, and we know, and we knew, and we've been warned, and we've warned others for years and years and years. You know how many Saturdays are in a year? You know, you know how many days are in a year? Because I ain't even going to just say Saturdays, because we do videos all throughout the week, constantly warning, warning, warning. Oh, you guys are always saying the same thing. Oh, you guys, well, guess what? Now you want to hear it, right? The same thing, the same thing, the same thing. Well, what do you think is happening right now? So get ready to lose things, because you will lose things. And if you're not ready to lose them, then you will lose your mind. You lose your faith. All right? But understand that nothing, hey, Paul said it, man, nothing should separate you from the love of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Because everything you can possibly lose was given to you by the Lord anyway. That includes your job. That includes your relationships. All right? Keep in mind, man, that you have people that go through a breakup, and I mean, they're just not right anymore. Like, they're not the same for a good minute. So imagine then the cause of that being what you believe in versus whoever it is that you're dealing with, what they believe in. You know, regardless of if it's a woman or your child or your parents or whatever the case may be. You got to toughen up, man. All of us. As the Lord told Ezra, put away mortal thoughts. Okay, set aside the thoughts that are most troubling unto thee. Clear your mind, all right, and just have that one goal and that main objective in mind. Now, amidst all this happening, it says here, code red, UN issues dire warning about climate change, pinning blame unequivocally on humans. All right, so now they're saying that the reason you're having all of a sudden these severe weathers, the floods, the wildfires, the earthquakes, all these things is because of climate change, which the Lord prophesied that these things would take place. And those famines, yeah, they're coming. Look, man, because they're not sounding the alarm, these people don't sound the alarm until it's right in front of you where you don't have enough reaction time. So don't think nothing is happening just because the mainstream media isn't sounding an alarm. All right, things are happening, and those famines are coming. And in the midst of that, there's gonna be so much hell going on around you that famine is just gonna be added to the list. It's gonna play a big role, but it's gonna be added to the list of things that you gotta worry about. The list of things that you gotta lose. Going without sleep, going without food, being cold, being thirsty, being tired, being injured. Life is about to get hard, man. It's about to get very difficult. All right. Now this is the book of Philippians chapter 3 verse 7. It says, "But what things were gain to me, those I counted loss for Hamashiach. Yea, doubtless I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Hamashiach Yahushai, my Lord, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things, and do count them but dung, that I may win Yahushai." So whatever you have to lose to win Yahushai, you lose it, man. Because I said this before, the Lord can give you everything you lose here, but nothing you lose here can give you the Lord. Okay? So really think about that. Okay, really think about that. And on top of that, what's the excuse? You've been warned. You knew ahead of time. Okay? And for those that teach, for us, we've been speaking about it ahead of time. Okay? So it's time to really kick in gear, man, because yes, You will lose things. Yes, you will be in positions where, and one thing I will say is, we exhort you to always see the positive in the negative, pursuant to Romans 8. Understand that it all works to the good of them that love the Most High. But I'll tell you this, man, that's not the easiest thing to do, especially when things are going bad. And one thing goes bad, and in the midst of you trying to see the positive in it, another thing goes bad, and then the first thing gets worse, then another thing comes, and you're trying to maintain the positive outlook, all right, to keep the faith, and then you thinking, but did I do something wrong? Well, you know what I'm saying? The only way I probably thought I could get out, the Lord just closed that out on me. What's going on? Does the Lord not want me to think positive about this? No, that's not the case. But it's a test. And the test is as intense as the Lord is going to bring it. You may think, all right, this is the intensity level that I could do, but it's not about that. The Lord knows what you can really do and what He wants to see you do. The events we'll be put in is based on what the Lord wants to see us do, how He wants to see us react. Okay? And as we've been warning people, hard times are coming, you still have people out there that are just playing. I mean, at this point, it's not even about just playing games. They're just doomed. All right? They're doomed. Because if you still think now's the time to play games and come around, and there's bigger things going on in the world other than little bickering. You got a lot of people that are just butthurt. Oh man, I got kicked out of GMS. Oh man, these Hebrews, man. Yeah, they just okay. When shit hits the fan, a matter of fact, when you can't go to work, okay, or all hell is breaking loose, you're not gonna worry about you. That's not gonna be on your mind. Oh, this is the apostles' fault. You're gonna be worried about, damn, I'm in this shit. It doesn't matter whose fault it is. It doesn't matter how. What matters is I'm here. I'm here now, and what do I do? But you spend your whole life worrying about unnecessary things instead of preparing for when you are in that situation and to know what to do. Instead of doing that, you were worried about other things that were really irrelevant. So now you're in the situation. What are you going to do? Here it is. You're supposed to be getting your oil, but you out here doing 1,000,001 things other than what you're supposed to do. But then you expect that when the time comes, we should give you of our oil? No, absolutely not. Okay? This is the book of James, chapter 1, verse 2. It says, my brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations. Now you may say, hold up, why would we count it joy to fall into temptation? Temptation is not fun. And trust me, when people hear temptation, usually it's like, oh, there's a cookie that I'm tempted to eat. There's this woman here that I'm tempted to talk to. Like I'm tempted, like something desirable, and I'm tempted and I have to resist it. Temptation also works the other way, where you're in pain, you're suffering, and you're tempted to take the easy way out to escape the pain. That's temptation as well. It's not just things that are desirable and you're resisting the desire because you know it's bad. Guess what? When you catch in hell, relief is desirable. And you're very tempted because your body's like, yo, get me out of this situation. There's a difference between get me this because I want it and get me out of this because I hate it. All right? And that get me out of this because it's not right and I hate it, it has a stronger influence. So that temptation is stronger. Okay? You can resist the cookie, but what happens when your life is on the line? Or they're about to kill your daughter? They're tempted to conform. That's a different kind of temptation. So you may say, well, why should I count it joy when I fall into diverse temptations? Well, it says verse 3, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. So when we fall into temptations, it's to try our faith. It's fire that's to purify our faith. But that's if your faith is made of gold. If you got that, the rich faith. It says, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience, to suffer. So the end goal may not be for your destruction, but you won't know that based on the journey and the situation you're in. It feels so bad that you may think that it is, but it's just a test. But if you fail the test, then it won't be just a test. It'll actually be to your detriment. If you pass the test, then it'll be just a test. Okay, verse 4. Let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. So though it may not feel good, though you may lose things and you may be upset, frustrated, pissed off, sad, hurt, not even knowing how to feel, and shit just keeps getting worse, you have to let patience have her perfect work, because though you're feeling all of that in the flesh, it's to perfect you. It's not to destroy you, it's to perfect you. Fire is hot. So unless it's necessary, you're not dealing with fire, right? Fire destroys a lot of things, but it purifies things. So only under certain conditions will you put something in fire and expect to get something out that's more beneficial. Nobody just gets up and puts their hand in fire. Okay? It says, moving on, this is the book of 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened to you. So don't you get fired from your job. Oh my gosh, whoa, what? Hold up. What? How? What's going on? What do you mean? Don't think it's strange. It's not a strange thing. What were you hearing when we were telling you this? What were you hearing? Were you hearing something else? Did you hear, instead of getting fired, did you hear us say you're gonna get a bonus? What were you hearing? We were saying these same things. So when it happens to you, don't think it's strange. The Lord said, I tell you of these things before they happen, so when they happen, you believe. When you're told about these things, it's not for you to just sit there and just, oh, okay, I got the information. You have to meditate and prepare your mind. Because once they break your mind, they break your spirit, they break your will, you're done. All right, but it says, verse 13, but rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Hamashiach's sufferings, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with what? Exceeding joy. The joy is going to be so exceeding, it's going to completely overcome, all right, the tribulation. And that's what you have to keep in mind. I'm catching hell, but the reward is going to be far greater than this. The worse the hell, the even greater the reward. Okay? You try to go into the store and they say, no, you can't come here. What? What do you mean? What do you mean? What does he mean? You knew this was coming. Now, it's a different feel when you experience it in the flesh than when you hear about it and meditate on it, but it's the same thing. When troops come out on the streets and maybe you see somebody get gunned down, oh my God, what do you mean? Oh my God. It was written to happen. We told you. So you should have been preparing your mind to understand that, look, and really the Lord is going to put a certain kind of spirit on his elect in that time to be able to stay calm, because it's going to get bad. It's going to get bad. This is just the beginning of sorrows. Beginning. You're just starting. So this is letting you know that it's going to get worse and worse and worse. But if people are breaking in the beginning, and they haven't even pressed play yet, they just showed the trailer. All right, so the movie ain't even started yet. In terms of the action-packed part, if you're already breaking now, man, it's not looking good. Okay? So we've given you the information. All right, we've exhorted you. We've told you what to do. We've told you what we're all going to do. Now it's time for you to put that into practice. And Lord willing, may we all be delivered and stand firm, even if it's until death. Okay, so with that, I'm going to end it here. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakah, Kodash. Until next time, Shalom.